there anyone else in the room besides me who's ever noticed how willing we are and how quick we are to take control with our incredibly limited and finite human capabilities while we wrest control from the source of all good in the universe? What exactly are we thinking? Why would anyone do something like that? Well, of course, the obvious answer, and it's an easy answer really, is it's our egos. Our egos are so not comfortable with that whole idea of trust and surrender. The ego wants us to trust and surrender to it. Ego. Exactly. She's a show. I brought her in here just to laugh. It's always good to get someone started with the laughing, and it's contagious, especially when it's a kid. We're also uncertain. We are not clear in our own lives if our thoughts and our words and our actions are congruent. And I believe that it's that congruency that allows us to practice the life that we want to live. And the key for me in developing the integrity of our thoughts, words, and deeds is absolutely, without any question, in daily practice. And the real piece for me, the real piece that I want to talk to you about tonight, is something that probably makes sense to everyone. But I hope I can add a new twist to it tonight. Because the alpha and omega of daily practice is, without any doubt, meditation. Back in the late 70s, I learned transcendental meditation. A TM is a breath meditation. It's facilitated by a mantra. But in this case, the mantra for TM is not a word, it's a sound. And just like we use music here at the Red Door for meditation, sounds are really a key piece in bringing us into the present, into the now. And when we do that, it gives us the opportunity to silence the internal chatter, the monkey mind. You all know what the monkey mind is, right? That's the thoughts swinging from branch to branch to branch to branch. That's what our brain does. So if we're going to learn to quiet that in some way, shape, or form and bring it into the present, we need to have a tool. And the sound or music aspect is really a key piece. Now, transcendental meditation over the years is just one of many techniques that I have learned. So I know there's lots and lots and lots of techniques out there. There's lots of things to choose from. Nothing resonates with everybody. But if you've tried meditation and didn't like it, the simple advice for me is try again and try something else. Try something different. Go somewhere else. But I want to make a distinction. And I want to be clear. This is my distinction. But I absolutely believe that meditation is about being in the silence. The voice of God is in the silence. What do I mean by that? What I mean is we're looking to still the mind the best we can and make a conscious effort to connect with our intuitive self. That still, small voice that each of us has within us. You know that voice. It's the voice you've been trying to outsmart, outwit, and override your whole life. That one. That voice. There are many ways to facilitate this. They range from simple breathing exercises to the use of a mantra. My distinction is that meditation is simply sitting in the quiet and connecting to that silence. Now, there are lots of examples out there of walking meditation, gardening meditation, cooking meditation, doing the dishes meditation. And they all have their value, and they all have a calming effect, and they can make you peaceful in the moment. But in my distinction, those activities are meditative. They are not meditation. And here's the reason why. 80% of all the information that we process through our mind, 80% of our cognition, we take in through our eyes. So if my eyes are open and I am performing some kind of activity, what are the chances I'm going to quiet my mind? What are the chances I'm going to be still and be in contact with that voice? I'm processing all these other things. So it's just simply my distinction, because in my view, meditation is the cornerstone of building your daily practice. Now, I'm not here to spend a lot of time on talking about all the reasons we come up with why we conjure up lots of stuff around why we can't, why we don't, why we won't. But if you're going to be serious about raising your life to a higher vibration, I'm here to tell you that you'll figure it out. You'll find a way to make it work. You'll find something different to do to connect you to that divine spark. I met a guy about a year ago. His name is Brent Cameron. He was on my radio show because he was participating in a conference in Texas called Rethinking Everything. And a piece he was participating in was called Rethinking Education. And it was really about completely rethinking education. In my personal view, our education system in this country is not broken to be fixed. It's broken to be scrapped and start from the ground up. But that's another talk altogether. But Brent Cameron lives in Vancouver, British Columbia, and about 16, 17 years ago, his young daughter came home from kindergarten, and she said when they called us back from recess, I didn't want to go back in, because I knew there was nothing there for me. Kindergarten. Brent's first thought was, well, that's interesting. His second thought was, it's pretty disturbing as well. And he said about homeschooling his young daughter. So now we get to today, and Brent's daughter is 23 or 24 years old. Brent runs a school in Vancouver, British Columbia that has 1,000 students in it. 1,000 students whose parents are 100% engaged in their education. A totally self-directed school, totally alternative school that is supported by the school district where he lives in Vancouver. Unheard of. But it's a totally self-directed school. There is no rule that says you will learn to read by 5 and you will learn to do your times tables by 6. These kids do it in their own time, in their own space, in their own comfort. And the bottom line is that by age 9, every one of his students reads at grade level or above, having pretty much done it all in their own time frame. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because the most fascinating part of Brent's school to me is that these are 1,000 grammar school kids. All of them, 100% of them meditate. Grammar school kids. They meditate by choice. Why do we think that is? I think it's because they get it. Because they know. Because they feel that divine contact, and they know how good it feels, and they know that that is the source of their existence. They don't have to know it intellectually. One of the problems we have as adults is we know too much intellectually. We need to know a little bit more from the heart. Because our connection to the divine is not up here. And I think we all get that and know that. That connection is here. My daily practice has evolved over years with my beloved Lisa into 45 minutes or an hour every morning. But that also includes reading and prayer work. But here's what I want you to know. It wasn't always that easy.